So this is my first post IBC pump cycle testing video update. And it occurs to me that I should also show some of these extra steps where I deviate from the typical chop and flip to show how I solve for some of the various issues that come up due to my own interpretation of the project implementation. I've sped this up by about 10 times to illustrate that one of my major observations during the test are that the pump for the upper 1-inch PVC pipe will create a siphon back into the reservoir. And my concern here is that it would draw hydrogen into the pipe, which would backfill in the bed and cause a severe loss of capacity in the 1-inch pipe, and also probably drain hydrogen down into the fish reservoir, which I don't want. So my solution to this is to fashion a small screen that I can affix to the end of the 1-inch PVC that shouldn't restrict the water flow into the bed, but will prevent the hydrogen back into the pump during the siphon. The reason why I don't simply raise the pipe up above the media where it won't create a siphon in the first place, I don't want the water spilling onto the hydrogen in the sun where it'll increase evaporation and also just become a grow bed for algae that's going to compete for nutrients that I would rather have make it to the crop roots. The second part of this video will cover that mesh construction. Here you can see that it just shut off, and it's the siphon I was referring to. Didn't run long at 10 times. It obviously ran longer at regular speed, and also it doesn't take long to suck a bunch of media into the 1-inch pipe, so any suction at all is something we have to protect against. So without further ado, this is how I constructed this screen to prevent media from getting into the 1-inch pipe. My only real observation here is that this is sharp once you cut these little nubbies, depending upon how you do it. And so be careful you don't cut yourself. You might want to wear some gloves. In my case, I just got a couple scratches and I'm okay with that. I'm also just kind of randomly picking a size to make sure that it's going to be large enough. I honestly could have made it smaller and ended up with the same result, but it worked. And I'll go ahead and speed this next section up by about 5 times. All right, once I get it the size I want it, by wrapping it around the PVC, I simply crimp the ends over, and the wire itself is thick enough that it holds its shape in place. This side, just make sure that the pipe fits. Those little pointy bits are really sharp, so I'm going to bend those over and kind of wrap that little extra piece of wire around so it keeps its shape. All right, and with that done, I'm feeling pretty good about this. I am going to just wrap this up and then take it back and fit it on the actual pipe in the pump bed, and we'll see how it works. All right, it's working pretty good. I threw an extra Protease wrap on there for some extra pressure, which probably isn't needed, but I had it on hand, so why not? Also, when the media is in the bed, it'll provide a little bit of extra resistance to keep that from pushing off the end. But I'm thinking if it doesn't push off now, it won't push off when there's media below it.